Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Instagram Live that we've got happening today. We have a really special guest who will be joining us, Christina Smallwood. She is an incredible mum to a daughter named Finley. Some of you will know her from her Instagram account, Fifi and Mo. And we were lucky enough to partner with them at the start of the year for our Lexus commercial. If any of you have not seen that commercial, please go onto our YouTube page. It's a 3-part series that we did in conjunction with Lexus to develop a ride-on car. So it was really wonderful project to do with Christina and Finley and her family, and of course in partnership with Lexus. I'm just going to wait to see if Christina has joined. Not quite yet, but as soon as she does, we will start. But please, as always, put questions in the comments below and we will try to answer them as we can. And I can just see now. Christina has joined us. Hopefully that's going to work.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
We are good. It's so good for you to join us. We're so excited to have you on today.
Thank you for having me. You look gorgeous.
Oh, I'm trying. You are the queen of the messy top knot, and I tried to do it and it did not work.
I've been rocking this thing for a week.
It looks so good. It looks so good. I love it.
Thanks.
I love it.
It's my go-to.
So first of all, how are you? How is the family? We know we're in crazy times. We've been in isolation now, almost coming up 8 weeks. So how is everything going?
It's going, I think, surprisingly well. Finley, I tried to get her to come, say hi and stuff. She's so shy. And I don't even know if she necessarily knows. She's been doing Zooms with her class and she breaks down because it's just a bunch of faces looking at you. I'm like, Finley, they can't see you. They can't see you. They just see the teacher, but she freaks out. So she's like, I don't want to go on there, but she's going to be bummed when she sees it that she's going to want to do it again. But it's been going surprisingly well since the twins came. It was all kind of, for those of you who don't know, we are foster adopting a set of twins as well. And so they just turned 2 actually during the quarantine. So it's been an adventure to say the least.
Definitely. Well, you are a super mum. So I also want to say happy belated Mother's Day for Sunday.
Oh, you too.
You have the most beautiful family. As I said, I got the fortunate experience to actually come and spend time with you to make this commercial, and I must say we had the best time. And you've just said that Finley is shy. I will tell everyone I have never seen a more natural person on camera. She is just a phenomenal little girl.
Yes, no, she's definitely what you see is what you get with Finn. It's but she's got this bold confidence, but she's timid at first. And when we're out and about, people come up to her. Finley, it hasn't happened in a while, but people, assume they feel like they know her, and so she's just like, But yeah, no, it was so fun getting to spend time with you for the commercial and everything. I mean, that was in the brunt. The twins had been with us not even a few weeks.
I know, so incredible. For anyone that doesn't know, Christina opened up her complete home, not only to our team at CPF, but the complete film crew and all the team from Lexus as well. And to have newly, twins at home as well, it was amazing.
Oh, it was a sight. It was unbelievable. It was an experience. I'm like, wait, there's a trailer, there's a crew here. We're getting used to these twins. Finley loved it. She's like, they're all here for me. She loved every second of it. And especially the food in the garage. She thought a caterer in the garage was everything.
I know. I think all of us right now, I would love to have a caterer in my garage.
I miss those burritos.
Dinners.
The best breakfast burritos ever.
And we've got lots of people who have now joined us, but please leave your questions or comments in the section below, and we'll try to answer them. But first, I'd love to sort of get your thoughts around the project and what we did to make the Ride on Car for Finley, you know, and just what that meant to her and your family.
You know, it was so cool. I think Finley's used to us like recording videos and stuff like that. But to see such a beautifully put together video that they did, I mean, it was unbelievable. And I think it's just been really, really cool and different, and it feels monumental. It feels different, and just based on people's reactions to it, I've gotten amazing, incredible feedback from people saying, you know, that how cool it was to have a door like this opened, an adaptive door open. And, you know, I wish that was around when I was little. And that's kind of always been my biggest focus is how can I help the future generations, you know, and especially Finley's generation, you know, as she gets older, just know and more accepting, more adaptability, more. And so it was just really, really cool to be able to be a part of that project. I know if we weren't and we got to watch it, we would have been just as emotional about it because of how incredible it really is. If you think about, I mean, Lex, I mean, it was awesome.
I know. And we're really hoping it's just the beginning.
Yes.
And I think that sort of takes me to a question for you. You know, when you first started Fifi and Mo, and you sort of now have this huge following and you've kind of got this responsibility as an advocate, what did you think it was going to turn into? Did you have any idea it was going to turn into like the mammoth, you know, advocacy channel that it is?
No, because I think a lot of times we're still learning, you know, then when you start to kind of walk the walk, you know, and it starts to become something, people start to come to you for things. And I found that the best way I can help someone is provide them with a resource. Yeah. And I mean, that's what you guys do. I mean, and so it's truly, that's what it is. That's what helping people is just saying, hey, you know what? You're going to have to walk through the shoes for you to deal with this, learn from this. But having those resources there, I mean, I remember even when she first was diagnosed, I couldn't find anything. I mean, I found one account and that's what inspired us to start this. And now there's so many. And I think it's incredible. And even just in the 7 years that this has been you know, that we've had Fifi and Mo, I mean, actually, I think I've had Fifi and Mo like 6 years. It's just so different now on social media, you know, no, but I do feel a responsibility. And so I've always done my best to be transparent and kind of bring people along the venture with us, even though it's shifting with what I'm comfortable talking about and things like that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, sorry, I got just distracted then. We were talking about this. Working from home has just been quite the thing to handle.
Girl.
Both of us have young children. I've got a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 6-month-old, and it's like, trying to manage. But, you know, I think to have the platform that you have, and obviously all the incredible things that you've done with Finley, you know, I think it was monumental when she was in the Target commercial, for example. You know, the amount of young children that can now be seen and saying, she looks like me. You know, how important is that for you to sort of do those things? And did they just happen naturally or
no,
how did it work out for you?
So I remember when we first started Fifi and Mo, I put out, like, they did like model calls or anything like that. And so I would dress her up and she would sit on a stool and she'd smile and stuff like that. And I'd submit her, and I actually remember a few people saying, we need her to stand, we need this and that. And I would explain to them that she wasn't able to, and they go, okay, well, you know, reach back out when she can, or, you know, whatever it was. And I quickly realized that not everyone's going to love and accept her the way I do, you know? And so I think just kind of as we've grown with the account, I have realized exactly how important representation is. Because back then, I mean, and this was only 6 years ago, you did not see representation. And, you know, and I think there's 2 ways it goes. There's okay, they're doing a good thing. And the charity thing really gets me.
Yep.
And on one hand, yes, we want to be considered accepted. We want them to be considered accepted and equal, or we're all, what is normal, right? There's no definition of normal. We all have differences. But then that part gets me when people are like, oh, that's a very good thing. And I'm like, no, it's just the way it is. And so when she's not considered a special needs model and just a model that has special needs, that's where we'll really have the win. And I think we're years out from that, but I'll take what we can get.
Think in the last 12 months particularly, we have seen a break in that, and with these mainstream companies realizing that diversity needs to include individuals with disabilities as well. Because for so often, diversity obviously included different racial or ethnic groups and, making sure women were represented and all those different things. But, disability needs to be done as well. And particularly children, they are growing up, and in their formative years, they need to be able to see, oh, that person looks just like me. And, so what you have done with Fifi and Mo, like, we absolutely love following you. We love, watching your story and how it's grown. But we also just want to say thank you. The work that you've done to put your family out there like that is changing so many people's lives. So
you're so sweet. Thank you.
It's really important. And I do think, and I hope people really do listen to that bit that you said, it's not about charity. This isn't about, choosing someone just because they have a disability. You're choosing that person because they represent what your brand needs to be, or you're choosing that person because, they are the expert in that area.
Yeah, no, and it's so true. There just needs to be more handicap spots too, but
yes.
Okay.
I think the list could be this long. I feel like we've come a long way, but it's still this long. There's still so much more to do. There has been a question that's been asked, and I do want to touch on it because obviously during this time, we talked about how we're going to juggle all these different pieces. And, what are some of the best tips that you've found and the favorite activities that you're currently doing at home?
Baking. Finley is like so into baking. And I wouldn't consider myself a woman of the kitchen. I'm like getting more comfortable with it. But she watches these YouTubes and she's like, we need this tool, we need that tool. And I think she's really found a way to be creative through that. And she also runs a daycare upstairs. There's 9 babies in Finley's daycare. Oh, it's a full-blown daycare, and she gets real stressed out. She's like, I can't leave these babies. I mean, it's hilarious. But activity wise, we do some physical therapy, which we learned from Napa Center. We do a lot of the CME therapy still. I feel like that's kind of the best for her core strength, and barefoot. And, the twins are 2 and able-bodied. So Finley's kind of found a way, because she can communicate better and they listen to her. She kind of has them doing her errands for her. Like, I need that.
I love that.
Yeah. So it's been full of like teachable moments when they do something and we praise them for doing something. And then she says, oh, I can't do that. And I'm like, no, you don't, you do it differently. And so it's a lot of these teachable moments while we go throughout the day with all kinds of different things that pop up, and it's as simple as potty training them, and we just include her as much as possible on helping, albeit, you're a mom of multiple children. It's take that minute to breathe, slow down, and say, okay, let's make this a learning moment,
And I think it's really interesting, you bring up something that we get asked a lot, like, when should children be taught self-advocacy skills? And you're 100% right that it needs to start really young. Mm-hmm. Being able to give her those skills to advocate for herself and, to be able to get what she needs when she needs it, is so important.
Absolutely.
And I know, like, we've had a discussion before about sort of the current situation and what's happening and how sometimes that can drive anxiety and things like that. How are you finding sort of coping with those different people's those things for Finley? Because, you know, she does find it difficult to go from one room to another without assistance.
Well, yeah, she wants to do that, and we have baby gates everywhere. So even just the abilities that she had, you know, and access in the house has changed since the twins came, and there's gates everywhere for their safety. And so sometimes I do feel awful that her accessibility has kind of taken a back seat to their safety. But again, you know, we make it a teachable moment. We explain to her. And honestly, I do believe that's like just one of the hard things of life that we have to go through, but it's caused her anxiety to go very, very high. Like she actually cried because she didn't want to come on here, and she just, and I'm not about forcing her to do anything she doesn't want to do. I mean, and you were there at the commercial shoot. She loved every second of it.
Oh my God,
it's not
amazing.
Yeah, it's just funny. She likes to do things on her time, but even just like, let's say I have to take a twin to go potty, you know, since we're working on potty training, and I leave the room for 1 second, she knows she's reliable, or she relies on me for physical assistance if she's in help, if she needs help, if she needs to do anything. So her anxiety goes through the roof, and it's hysteria for me to come back, and you know, then the other one feels it, and so there's some high stress times, and I think a lot of times we're creating awareness for CP as far as accessibility, you know, but there isn't a lot of awareness for the anxiety that can come along with it. And it's not like, oh, just practice tough love, you know, just leave her alone. It's no, she knows she needs a person to do something. So imagine how you would feel if you were like, if you were in a hospital bed, you know, and you needed people, you'd have anxiety too. And so, you know, patience is a virtue. Okay. And we're constantly learning, and there's a lot of hard times that come with a lot of this, you know, but we put on a happy face, but I'm always here to be transparent and talk about.
No, and that's, I think, what we love most as well is, you know, it's the good, the bad, and everything in between. You know, life isn't this cookie cutter, everything's perfect. And that can be sort of tricky when you're looking at Instagram, and you can look at other people that, you know, put things out there. They put the good. And, you know, we really need to know that there are times when it is really hard. And, you know, while we can also cherish those moments that it was a beautiful experience, and you can, you know, take that, like, understanding what that means, not only for parents, but then also for young children as well.
Yeah. And then the other side of the coin is, well, I can't even believe you're, you know, complaining about it when you're just being real and saying, you know, well, you knew what you were getting into, or, you know, and that's just the thing, that you never be able to please everybody.
That is true. That is true. But there is a question here, and I think this sort of goes on to a little bit what we were just talking about. Have you seen a boost in Finley's confidence since the ride-on car? You know, have you seen a change in that? And I can say to everybody that at the very beginning, when we were there, she, you know, found it really difficult to drive that car. You know, it was not as easy for her as, you know, obviously the commercial made it look wonderful, but, you know, how has she learned to drive the car, and what's that experience like for her?
It's amazing. She loves it. You know, it's parked in the garage. My car is actually not even parked in the garage. It took my car's spot. And she loves it. She can get in and out of it. She can turn it on. She can do everything. She knows how, you know, how to help us, like, charge it. So she's helping taking care of the car. And honestly, she probably rides it once a week, you guys. I can't videotape it because the twins often are right there, and I'm not allowed to share their face on social media. I could face, you know, some things. So it's so hard, and I want to share all the time about her in the car. I just have two little ones that I can't, we can't even say their names on social media. And Finley calls them by their name, you know, and so but we love it. Yeah.
But I think that's a good thing. So for people to know that, like, there is this reality behind the social media as well, and that you're only seeing a small glimpse of, you know, everyone's lives. It's such a good reminder, particularly right now, because I feel like a lot of us are consumed on social media just because we're all stuck at home.
Yes.
But I think you have so many fans on here. Everyone is being like, they love watching you. Thank you for the advocacy work that you're doing. You know, they know what that feels like. They're really resonating with a
Thank
lot
you
of you. I
guys.
missed tell on with Finley. You know, hi, I'm from the UK. I see so much of Finn in my daughter, and we both love watching you all. So, you know, I do know that you are reaching so many people with the work that you're doing. And as I said, we are so grateful for everything that you've done.
Oh, thank you guys. You guys have paved the way. Honestly, you've made our lives better just by being in existence. It was truly a pleasure. I'm gonna get emotional. I always do. It was like just such a pleasure meeting you guys. I mean, and just I'm so grateful for you taking the steps before us and everything you do on an advocacy level to just make inclusivity happen and make May matter. And, you know, for inviting us onto the project. I mean, it was such a blessing. And I know it's opened so many doors for Finley and for CP as well.
And that makes a really good point. So everybody, this month we are doing Make May Matter. We wanted to make March matter because it was Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month, but obviously with everything that happened with the pandemic and everyone just wanting to stay safe around the world, we've decided to do it this month. And so this month you can contribute in so many different ways. You can decide, all right, I'm going to set myself a new goal this month. I'm going to get out and exercise. I'm going to go help a neighbor, you know, or, you know, obviously any support that you can give the foundation. With the work that we do, we're obviously always so appreciative of that. But, you know, it really is the time we think to sort of pick a goal and do something about it. And
I love it.
I know you've been doing, you know, huge things with your work and making all those things happen. We're all watching it and going, oh my God, Christina is absolutely killing it in work, life, family, and all of it. But, you know, we are here to support everybody. And so please, like, let us know on our post, like what you're doing this month to make May Matter.
Oh, I love that. I love anything that has a positive call to action because you guys, action is free and we can just do the smallest thing and make a huge impact. And I encourage anyone that's watching this, as soon as we get off, even just text someone something so kind and nice. I mean, and you just have no idea. You could change the day around. And like, honestly, I'm a big believer. Positivity spreads so fast. And I love it. I love Make May Matter. I'm stoked about it.
I love it. There is just so many things. Like, I second that. Canada loves you. We love Finley. She is the cutest. So it is amazing the support that you guys have out there. So we can't, as I said, can't thank you enough. I will let you go because you have a little family that I am sure is needing your attention. And we can't wait probably to chat again soon. I think if anyone has questions, let us know and we will try to get on again soon. But have a wonderful day.
Thank you. I know as soon as Finley sees this, she's going to want to come on.
That we are sending love to her and can't wait to chat soon.
I will. Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.